This episode of the Prep List is brought to you by Asahi Beverages and their venture studio, Sip Ventures. Now, they're looking to partner with startups and scale-ups who are rethinking how to enjoy experiences at home, in venues, at retail, and online. Applications are open until October 31st, 2025, with up to $150,000 in funding plus support available for successful applicants. Learn more and apply in the link in our show notes. Hey, I'm Shaun from Open Pantry Co, and this is the Prep List, your Monday reset. Every week, I share one trend to watch, one tool to test, one real-world operator move, and one smart question to help your venue think smarter for this week. This week, we're talking about team development, because most operators only start focusing on training once there's a problem. You know what it's like. Someone leaves, standards drop, a customer complains, and suddenly it's, we need to start training people better. But the best venues don't wait for that moment. They build development into their rhythm of their business. The trend we're seeing is operators starting to realize that staff retention and staff development are the same thing. When you talk to most venue owners, they'll say, you know, Shaun, we don't have time for training. But what they're really saying is, we don't have a system for it. Fast food and QSR brands have been doing this brilliantly for years. I know I've been part of a lot of those brands and have seen that be successful. But to be honest, they have to. When you've got a team of 50 teenagers, training isn't optional. It is survival for that brand. But that doesn't mean independent venues can't borrow from that playbook as well. So what do they do so well, and how do they do it consistently? Well, here's how. Every role has a clear onboarding path. Every team member has small and trackable milestones. And every manager knows who's progressing and who is stuck in the process. Training doesn't have to mean big workshops or massive HR budgets. It's about creating micro moments of development that keep people learning and make them want to stay for your brand for the long term. The tool to test for this week. The tool I'd be watching over the next year is integrated learning systems. We're going to see more tech platforms adding learning management systems, or what we acronym as LMS, as extensions to their normal product, especially, we believe, through rostering and operational tools that are currently in the market. Platforms like Employment Hero, Restoke, Operandio, and others are already building space with internal training, checklists, and performance tracking depending on their type of product right now. That's the direction this is heading. We believe that rostering tools that will track skills and has certificates as well, operational systems that include how-to videos, payroll dashboards that tie in hours work with completed training modules. It's just a natural evolution, especially with the advent of AI, because training should live where your work actually happens. We always talk to our clients about making sure they have the one source of truth, rather than having different information across all their different platforms. If you don't have that system in place as yet, what about starting simple? Create one shared Google Drive with training PDFs and videos. It's a little thing, but will go a long way to keeping staff engaged. Set a weekly Skill of the Week challenge amongst your team, or give your leaders a 15-minute window each week to check in on their team growth. Just looking at this from a visibility standpoint will make sure that you retain your team longer. The tech will get better, but the habit has to start now. Tech only is not the answer. The operator move for this week. One of the biggest mindset shifts we help operators make is seeing training as a revenue protection, not an expense. Fast food brands know that every untrained team member costs them time, consistency, and customer trust. And quite frankly, they have a too big a brand to make that a risk. They build development plans because they understand volume and turnover. But as I said before, independent venues can do the same. You don't need a full HR department to build the structure. You just need clarity, who's learning what, when, and how. That's something that we at Open Pantry Co can help you design, a custom framework that suits your team, not someone else's template. So just reach out and ask. And finally, here's the team question for the week. What are we doing this month that makes our people better than they were last month? This question really changes everything. It shifts your focus from filling rosters to building capability amongst your team. And when your team grows, your business scales with them. And that's your prep list for this week. Team development doesn't have to be complex, but it does need to be consistent. We've built a team development framework that you can use to map training, goals, and progression across your venue. Feel free to email us with the link in the show notes of this podcast, and we'll send it straight through. And if this has sparked something for you, share it with someone else in hospitality who's trying to build stronger teams for this summer in the Australian market. Because great venues aren't built by accidents. They are built by growing their people. I'm Shaun DeVries from Open Pantry Co. We'll see you next Monday for the Prep List. This episode of the Prep List is brought to you by Asahi Beverages and their venture studio, Sip Ventures. Now, they're looking to partner with startups and scale-ups who are rethinking how to enjoy experiences at home, in venues, at retail, and online. Applications are open until October 31st, 2025, with up to $150,000 in funding plus support available for successful applicants. Learn more and apply in the link in our show notes.